Croeso and welcome to Ysgol Rwabyn's open events presentation. In the past, as many of you will know, you've been able to visit open evenings of our secondary schools in the local area and get a real feel for the school, open with lots of children and staff around. This year, a challenge for all head teachers has been how to present our school to you and give you all the information and feel for the school that you need as you make important decisions moving forward. For this reason, the presentation will actually give you information in a general way about the school and will be followed up with lots and lots of events that we have planned right up to November. The purpose of this presentation is to make sure that I welcome you to Ysgol Rwabyn as you learn more about our school. We want to make sure that we provide you with valuable information to help inform your decision as you choose for your child's secondary education. We want to explain the open events leading up to November to make sure that you can continually see our school in action through different forums. And we want to make sure that we've explained to you the support we offer for Year 6 students as they prepare for life in secondary school. Following my recent letter sent into all our cluster feeder primary schools, I'd just like to formally introduce myself, if you don't know me, as head teacher of the school, Melanie Ferren-Evans, and I know many of you have met me before. I just want to repeat, as I do at almost every open evening I've been proud to present at over the last few years, that being head teacher is such a privilege. I think it probably is, when the students ask me how it feels to be head, one of the best jobs in the world. Whilst it has its challenges, what it means is that families in our local community trust their youngsters to us as a school. And through the leadership of the staff and the senior leadership team and governors, we take that responsibility very, very seriously. If you know me, you'll also know that when I'm asked which school I'd like to be head teacher of, the answer is always Ysgol Rwabyn. And the reason for that is that I actually had my education in this local community, starting off in Year 5 and 6 in St Mary's School in Rwabyn, and then I went on to Acrevire, Year 7 and 8, and then into Ysgol Rwabyn, right up to sixth form. That means I owe my education and the fact that I was able to follow my dream and become an English teacher, and now a head teacher, to the education I received in the Rwabyn area. I never take that for granted, and that privilege and joy is something that I hope I can pass on to the youngsters, along with the pride of living and working in this area. It does mean too that I am so proud of Rwabyn, proud of the school and all it does in the local community, and that I am always working with the staff and students, striving to make sure that the school grows and gets better and better year and year. Your family choice becomes an important part of that school growth. I'm well aware that this half term for you, as you're welcoming and supporting your child back into Year 6 provision in the primary school, has been a challenging one. Challenging because your youngster has been out of school in the main since March. And it's a big enough job getting them used to all the routines and rules again in primary school. And they're probably and are very happy there and well established in that school. And at that point, you are having to make very important decisions about other big changes as we move forward. It's a start of a special part of the half term for our families, because you are making a really important decision about the school of choice for your child. Clearly, my hope is that the choice is Ysgol Rwabyn, your local secondary school. For our local families, it is definitely about choosing the right school for your child. And I would always encourage you to get to know your local secondary school really, really well, ensuring that that is so. For the staff and students of Ysgol Rwabyn, it's really, really important time of year for us, because it gives us the opportunity to showcase everything we are so proud of. And that will be shown to you through the following weeks leading up to November, through some of the events I will outline at the end of this presentation. What does Ysgol Rwabyn stand for? We know in this local area that Rwabyn, the village and its local communities thrive on past industries and a proud history and culture. Often with the youngsters, especially when they first join us, I refer them to Rwabyn Red Brick. Rhubarb red brick, as we know, was nationally and internationally known, and actually is the focus for many buildings down in Cardiff, where the Welsh Government operate from, and across the world in terms of famous buildings. The brick itself acts as a really strong metaphor for me, a symbol of laying down firm foundations, building on everything our youngsters have learnt in primary school as they move through secondary and get used to moving out into the local community and the wider world. These firm foundations are underpinned by our school-led rules. Many of you, if you know our school, will already know these rules, and they are in every single classroom. They're not student rules, they're actually rules that I think we'd all do well to live by, but they were written by the young people in Ysgol Rhubarb, and they are based, as you can see, on mutual respect, kindness, supporting each other, and a pride in our local community. None of us would go far wrong if they were our firm foundations in life. All our families look to choose a school where their child will be happy and flourish and become the very best that they can be. I believe that Ysgol Rhubarb provides those opportunities. Alongside a growing reputation for delivering results that compare favourably with other local schools and Wales and across the UK. We believe that it's about building the whole child and making sure that they can leave us confident citizens able to take up their place in the wider world. And for that reason, we place great emphasis not only on the academic subjects that our youngsters learn, as well as the vocational, but also the skills that they develop in life and that hidden curriculum that teaches them all the values and allows them to become people that we, or young people that we are already proud of and are even prouder of as they leave Ysgol Rhubarb. For that reason, you'll see from the slide that community features hugely in our work. We're not just about the subjects that happen in the classrooms day by day, but about the way we interact with each other across the whole school day and in all the extra curricular enrichment activities that take place, linking our youngsters to achievements in the world of sport and vocational activities and links to their local community. You and I know that we're living through some extremely challenging times whilst trying to keep our youngsters safe and protected and feeling as though everything is as normal as it can possibly be. I've always stressed the staff and the students that Ysgol Rhubarb needs to be more than just part of its local community. It needs to be thinking internationally. It needs to be thinking about Wales and its place in the UK and the wider world. To thrive and flourish, a school has to be outward facing. It has to make sure that its best practice is informed by looking at practices from across other schools, leading schools in Wales, the UK and internationally. For that reason, Ysgol Rhubarb is one of few Welsh secondary schools part of the Prince's Teaching Institute. It's been part of this very valuable training for staff for the last 10 years. And in fact, now I'm proud to say that many staff in this school have actually been leading for the Prince's Teaching Institute, leading seminars and training events for staff right across the UK. Internationally, the school was selected along with other secondary schools in Wales last year to take part in teacher training and senior training with the Canadian educationalist Lynn Sharratt, which has allowed us to focus back in school on improving our assessment even further. Such outward-facing training activities for our staff mean that we're up to date and always willing to improve and embrace change. Never has that helped us more than in the challenging times we currently face. Ysgol Rhubarb is situated in beautiful surroundings with excellent sporting facilities and scope for continual growth. Investment in teaching and learning, as I've already mentioned, is at the very heart of the school. But there must also be investment in the school and building infrastructures to ensure a vibrant learning community moving forward. I'm pleased, therefore, to tell you that during the last 2 years and very recently, as you will have seen in the local news, there has been major investment in developing the building and its site thanks to support from the Wrexham Local Authority and Welsh Government funding. Such investment makes a huge difference. Improvements have included a new road leading up to the school, a £500,000 investment in the infrastructure of the technology block, significant investment in ICT, new toilet blocks for the students, and 2 newly refurbished teaching and learning hubs equipped with the latest technology. This major investment in our future is exciting, enhancing our well-loved buildings as we move into the next decade. And we really hope that your child is part of that exciting future. Thanks to our excellent relationships with our primary schools, transition into Ysgol yr Afon, we believe, is part of our very best practice. Key staff, including Mrs. Wright-Davis, Mr. Foreman, Mr. Bingham and Mrs. Navarro, ensure that our Year 6 students know their new school, Ysgol yr Afon, way before they actually start in Year 7. This is accomplished through numerous visits to the school and regular visits by Mrs. Wright-Davis into our primary schools. When your child actually joins Year 7, they take part in our exciting SWAN project, which builds on speaking, writing and numeracy skills so well established at primary level. Our Year 7 students will be doing a short presentation on SWAN, which will be available for you to listen to in the next couple of weeks. What I'd like to stress to all of you is that the best way to judge any school is to listen to what our young people and our families say about us. The slides show us just a few of the many comments made about our transition and how we settle our Year 6 students into the life of Year 7 and Ysgol yr Afon. As I close this important presentation, I'd like to tell you about our open events leading up to the November the 6th deadline for admissions for Ysgol yr Afon and how they replace our normal open evening. We've planned a range of events to allow you to see our school from the point of view of staff, looking inside the building and also, importantly, hearing from our young people themselves. The events include a letter which has already been sent into my local primary schools, this formal head teacher presentation, our Year 7s who will be talking about their September start and their excitement at welcoming Maverick, our by now very famous mascot dog, into the life of Year 7. And they will be talking about SWAN and their early weeks and their new timetable. There will also be the opportunity, even though we know schools are closed down way more than normal, to book a family guided tour around the school from 3:30 onwards, led by a senior member of staff. These tours will take place nightly in the weeks leading up to November, and if you are interested in booking a tour, that can be done via our school office. You will also notice, if you visited our website, that we have a tab at the top of the page especially dedicated to transition. If you have time to look in there, you will see lots of different presentations filmed during the last year by a member of our staff, short videos which include some fun activities, some more formal presentations, a showcase lesson taught by Mrs. Wright-Davis, and lots of transition activities that your youngsters can actually try. I really hope that this presentation has put our school into a context for you. Please look at our contact information at the end of the presentation, as it's so important that you feel able to get in touch with us. There you'll find our school number, our email information, as well as the importance of our parent app, which you are able to download even if your child is still in primary school. We're happy to answer any questions or concerns you may have if you contact the office. A member of staff will get back to you as soon as they possibly can to answer any questions you have. We will also be working very closely with our primary colleagues, and we'll be sending them information as our presentations go live via our website. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for listening to this presentation, and I really look forward to meeting you in the year as we progress. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.